Hello there everyone. I'm here with a new Men of War video. This time it's the United Kingdom versus Germany, and it's again on road. Sadly, I don't like it's just happened to be the map that I did good on that day. This day, I don't know, it didn't really go so well. I was playing a lot of Germany games as Germany, and to tell you the truth, I find Germany really overrated. Their early game tanks suck, like the Panzer IV sucks. It has very bad armor. Its turret armor is poor. It's only 50 millimeters, so in case you go against Panzer IVs, always aim at the turret. And its hull is not even sloped. Neither is the turret, and it's just not very good. So Germany is really overrated. I just can't find myself doing well with them. Like, it's just no matter what I do, I just don't do well. Anyway, as you can see here, I got some SMG infantry moving up, and I noticed that my allies Daimler just got destroyed. So at this point, I'm basically wondering if I want to I buy an anti-tank rifleman, because I want to take out that enemy armored car before it takes out a lot of my infantry. So I buy an armored car or anti-tank rifleman, and he moves on. He's moving up there right now. My allies, I think, are moving to secure their flanks, and everything's going okay, I guess, at the moment. But yeah, and I was also playing as Japan, just kind of screwing around with them as like, you know, just messing around, like artillery games. But in artillery games, Japan really loses because their artillery just cannot shoot far at all. Like, it's just the Hato rocket launcher, the 300 millimeter, is extremely powerful, but it just can't go very far, frankly. So they pretty much lose every time as a result. Anyway, I got some SMG infantry moving up to the middle, and I got my anti-tank rifleman on the side. I noticed an enemy Panzer I, which is a tankette with 2 machine guns. I attempt to take it out with my anti-tank rifleman, but it cannot penetrate the frontal armor of it, it appears. So I just move him over here in the little kind of crack in the wall. But then I notice, there's an enemy on top of the water tower. That's not good. So then I notice the MUSDF gives enemy armored car 222 with a 20mm cannon. My ally has a Piat soldier there, and as you can see in a second here, he fires his Piat onto the enemy scout car. And crushes the hull. It's destroyed, and then I aim my anti-tank rifle at the enemy Panzer I. I get him into a better position, and bam, crushes the hull of that enemy Panzer I. Basically done. Then I'm done with the next round in the magazine. I kill an enemy soldier behind cover with the powerful 55 caliber bullets, and I get some more SMG infantry to move up and secure the point. This is a good start for me. We got two light enemy vehicles down, very few casualties except for infantry and maybe the Daimler that my ally lost. And now I noticed that there's a whole bunch of enemies on top of that water tower. So I basically order one of my allies to attack it, basically, like just blow up the water tower. It's not that hard to blow up. And then I noticed my ally buys a crusader. Now the crusader is a really underrated tank. It's very fast, it's great for flanking, and it has the 6-pounder gun, which, although it might not seem very powerful, it is actually one of the more powerful, like, medium tier anti-tank guns in the game. And you will see how powerful it is against superior tanks in a second here. So I got my infantry is still moving up to my new infantry are moving up to the point. They're firing there at their stens at some enemy German SMG soldiers, or German riflemen actually, that have sandbagged themselves. And in close quarters, 95% of the time, SMG infantry are better than riflemen. It's just the way it is. I mean, at longer ranges, riflemen arguably are better, but I just like SMG infantry better because they're more multi-purpose, and they have way more grenades. So I tell my ally to shoot at the enemy water tower, and I'm just kind of going in for a closer view at his light tank here. He aims his cannon at it, and I think he fires one shot or whatever, and then a German infantry guy falls off. But then Puma blows up. 234 Puma blows up his Tetark, which is sad. So then I noticed my allies crusader is moving in. Hopefully maybe he can do something. I buy an M4 Sherman, and then I noticed, he gets hit in the track. It's over for him. But then the crusader gets a rock off a really lucky shot, which destroys the enemy's hull. I was really surprised at this. Like, I don't know if that's the AI working there, but that was a very good shot. Like, I thought that Crusader was a goner. And then, with his next shot, he hits the enemy Panzer IV-G in the turret and kills 2 guys for him, just his first shot. And then the second shot knocks out the gun. This guy has amazing accuracy. I then moved my Sherman in an attempt to finish off the already wounded Panzer IV, but he cannot shoot through the trees. And then I noticed another Panzer IV on the right flank, and I'm thinking, oh, it's over for the Crusader and probably for my Sherman too. After attempting aim 75 at the enemy Panzer IV, but it's obscured by the concrete wall, so I decided to move my guy forward. Then the Crusader gets off a really lucky shot at a retreating Panzer IV, which like totally annihilates it. I couldn't believe my eyes the first time I saw that shot, so you might even want to watch it again. As a matter of fact, even I think I want to watch it again. And then I noticed there, I kind of got mad that the enemy Panzer IV crushed my Sherman's hull, which knocked it out. But it looks as if the Crusader's hull is covered by the concrete wall, and it can't get destroyed by the Panzer IV. So that Crusader is one of the luckiest tanks and the most useful tanks I've seen put by anyone. So at this point, I buy a Matilda because a Matilda has pretty good frontal armor. It's definitely a bit better than the Shermans. I'd say 76 millimeters, and it's still pretty well. Well, the gun's way weaker. It's only a 2-pounder. I'm like, well, man, maybe I can get close to the enemy Panzer IV and somehow manage to take it out. But then I basically, yeah, he's just moving up at the moment. My LS Crusader accidentally blows up a few of my infantry, but I let it slide. You can always take a look at the chat log if you want. So sorry if I swear in the chat, but I'm kind of getting mad sometimes. Stupid things happen, like, oh, I don't know. But anyway, right there, my ally's Piat soldier basically fires a Piat all the way across the canyon and crushes the hull of an enemy Panzer IV. This really surprised me because in real life, the Piat was at a very poor range because it had no rocket launcher. It would only go like a few meters. But in this game, it appears to have the longest range of any rocket launcher in the game. That doesn't make any sense. I'm really not complaining because it basically just destroyed an enemy tank. But I don't know, it doesn't really make sense considering that the Piat wasn't even a rocket in real life. It was just like a coil spring. I don't know. Anyway, Matilda's firing his 2-pounder. And the 2-pounder had horrible anti-capabilities. I don't really know what I'm doing. The shell was basically no bigger than a hand grenade. Then I noticed an enemy Puma on the right flank. Ooh, this is bad because the Puma, I'm watching it intently because the floating armor piercing round, because I do not want that Puma to get anywhere near any of my Crusader or the Matilda, as the 50mm gun can easily put a hole in our tanks. Then my ally runs up with a guy with an anti-tank grenade, attempts to throw it on the Puma back so at the last second, and the effect is minimal. Then the soldier appears to be able to escape, but he's severely wounded. I move up my Matilda a bit in an attempt to to somehow get a shot off at the Puma without him being able to shoot me. I'm in direct control here, checking. No, I'll hit the hill if I fire right now. I think I try to nudge him up a little bit more here. Yeah, I do. I nudge him up a little bit more, but then he moves back at the same time. My allies Crusader now has his track repaired. He's moving over to the right. This Matilda here is all I noticed an enemy infantry there, which is a submachine gun is firing its submachine gun wildly, pointlessly in my Matilda. Like, what is the submachine going to do with the tank? Nothing. Anyway, and then at this point the Pumas come in for the kill, and I get a lucky shot off with the 2-pounder, which crushes its hull. That was very close right there. If I'd waited half a second more, I could have been dead. But anyway, then the enemy's trying to push up with infantry, but the Crusader appears to be taking care of it. I fire another shot at the Puma just to make sure, but then an enemy Pack 40 takes out my Matilda. I then notice another enemy Panzer 4G coming up the road. At this point, I don't buy anything. I just get some more infantry because I know I'm supposed to line up the point and die. And I buy a 17-pounder as well. My allies Crusader gets another nice shot. That is probably the luckiest tank I've ever seen, which knocks out that Panzer IV's turret. Then with the next shot, he crushes the hull. Amazing. Like, I was actually amazed at the power of the 6-pounder. Ability to crush the Panzer IV's hull at that range? Very surprising. Like, go and listen to the chat there. That's exactly what I say. I'm like, can it do that? Like, what's going on here? It just seems like it's godlike. Like, that guy's either has amazing accuracy or an aimbot or an infinite money exists for this game. That's a Cromwell here. And he fires off an HE round, I think in about a second or two, and blows up the enemy pack, which is good. Then I'm moving some SMG infantry to the right flank, but then I notice there's an enemy Panzer IV-H and Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers are very, very dangerous, and are probably the best elite infantry in the game. They have STG-44s, or MP-44s if you want to call it that, and body armor. So I'm trying to get off an HE round on the enemy infantry. Stormtroopers blow them up. and it's not really working. This crusader gets in my way, and he gets hit by a Panzerfaust right about there, by those soldiers. Oh, I forgot to mention that Panzerfausts are really annoying by the stormtroopers. They can pretty much destroy like any tank in the game, basically, and he got too close, and he paid the price. So now I'm worried because there's stormtroopers over there, and now my anti-tank gun is kind of left undefended. I'm trying to get a shot off at the enemy Panzer 4H, but I can't quite get the angles here. The shot hits the hill. The video is over in about 20 seconds or so. My ally loses his Cromwell there, and this will be a two-part video, so I'll upload the second part probably sooner or later. There's no machinima ending for this because I couldn't fit it in, but on part 2 there probably will be. And yeah, I'll see you in the next part here. I'm just moving up my 17-pounder in an attempt to destroy the Panzer IV. Will it survive? Who knows? We'll see in the next part.